Welcome, everybody, to the third step of the This Is It system tonight, making a commitment to yourself. What does that look like? So this is step 3 of the 10-step system in building a sustainable and duplicatable LifeWave business. My name is Tim Wagner, and I'm privileged to be unpacking these 10 steps with you as part of the 333 system with Chris and Lucinda. So this all forms part of that 10-step system, and you can go to the This Is It team website in order to get the full dive, but we're going to be unpacking it here for you tonight. So just to backtrack where we've come from so far, in step 1, I spoke about how to determine your why. This is that fundamental building block. And if money is your why, then what I suggest you do is go back to step 1, because you're going to need to dig a little bit deeper to find that true deep-seated why. In step 2, we spoke about creating your goals. Every successful person in any industry has goals to drive them in the direction they want to go. Now, if you don't have any goals, well, how are you ever going to get to where you want to be? And today, in this third step, we're going to be talking about making a commitment to yourself. So whether you're joining live or you're here listening to the recording, if you haven't watched the first and the second step, I strongly suggest that's the best place for you to start. And if you watched them, but you haven't taken action on either of these two, again, go back to the beginning, take action, take process, follow the steps that are being shared with you. And if you're watching live after tonight, go back and watch those, because they follow through in sequence. Now, there's been tens of thousands of hours of wisdom and knowledge that has been put into these steps from the This Is It team system. And there's a reason why the brand partners and everybody's gotten together and have created these, because they work. So tonight's step is one that I really love. This is about being committed, but being committed to yourself first. I've made a commitment to myself to be here and share and put this together with you. I've made a commitment to my business, to my family, but it all starts with me being committed to what I want to achieve. But what is commitment? What does commitment mean to you? You see, commitment is the decision to follow through long after the emotion that sparked that decision to join has faded. It's not about hype, it's not about motivation, and it's not about good intentions. A commitment is a binding agreement that you make with yourself that no matter what happens, you're going through and you're going to continue, especially when it's inconvenient, especially when it gets difficult, especially when the 10th person in a row says no. See, commitment means that you act in alignment with who you are. And it means that you are going to become a new person, regardless of what your mood is, what the pressure is, or what distractions are. You're becoming a new version of yourself every single day that you are committed to your cause. The noise and distractions on the outside, the negatives, the somebody saying it's a pyramid scheme, it's not going to work, I don't believe you. The science isn't true. Who's this? All the commitment is you remaining firm to yourself. It is discipline over drama. It's consistency over intensity. And it's ownership over any excuses. Let me repeat that for you. Commitment is discipline over drama, consistency over intensity, and ownership over any excuses. For without commitment, goals are fairy tales. But with commitment, goals become achievable results. And being committed to yourself is the person who you are when no one else is watching. That is true authenticity. Let's take a listen to one of the This Is It leaders.
All right, champions. Today we're talking about commitment. Now, this is so powerful because when you look at the iceberg, you see just the tip of the iceberg, but what you don't see is what's underneath. And that's what commitment is. That's what people don't see. We don't want to see you just when you're excited or someone signs up, but the next day you're gone when you're having a bad week. No. What is inside of you that's going to keep you here for the long haul? I always learned from Danny McDaniel. He said, when you start a business, you want to commit for a minimum of 2 years. You want to marry the process and divorce the outcome. So what does commitment look like to you? And who are you committed for? Inky Johnson said, you can spot a selfish person from a mile away. Why? Because they quit easily. How can you not quit easily is if you're doing this for someone beside yourself. So who are you committed to? What are you committed to do? And what about the next event? See, listen, you're just playing with this thing if you're not committed to the next event. Let me tell you something about leaders. They always commit to the big events. That's the secret. When we see a big event, we change our entire schedule. Whether it's a kid's birthday, we'll just celebrate it the next day. Whether it's an event, we'll plan around everything, an anniversary for the big event. So if you want to succeed in this, you have to commit to the big event. It's a non-negotiable for us. So to close, what are you committed to? Who are you committed for? And the big event, I'll see you there, guys. Let's go.
Are you committed to the big event? Are you committed to the road shows? Are you committed to the in-person meetings? Are you committed to the training, to attending a presentation on Zoom, even if you've got nobody coming? See, success in achieving your goals requires that strong commitment and the consistent effort in getting there. Simply just writing down your goals, does that guarantee the success? Determine that you're not going to just start your business. You're not going to just register and see how it goes and hope, but commit that you're going to finish what you started. And as he's just said, commit to a minimum of 2 years. Just like you're committing to 3 months minimum in patching before you even start to analyze, is it working for me? In business, 2 years is just the start. 3 years is where you're starting to see progress. 5 years is where you've actually achieved because you've applied what you've learned into your team. So are you committed? Have you committed that you're going to give this all out? You're going to commit the time, 1 hour a day, half an hour a day, 5 hours a week, whatever your time allowance is. What have you committed? Have you ever met somebody who you found that they just sort of started a lot of things, but they never finished anything? They had lots of brilliant ideas and wonderful, ingenious ways to make money, to improve things, but they just actually never really got going. In life, there are many more starters than there are finishers. So are you here to just start? Or are you here to actually achieve those goals? And when you get to that finish line, you look back and you go, wow, look at the progress I made because I was committed. And now you're there, you can look forward and you can re-strategize. What is my next commitment that I'm giving to myself? And at that point, it becomes more than about you because now you're a leader and you've got a team. And setting goals is the first step in commitment. Taking action on those becomes that second step. And it's the action that you take that requires that dedication, that commitment, that determination to be that finisher. I remember in 2023, I decided I wanted to see how well I could do running marathons. Now, I've always been fairly blessed with health and well-being, and I've always done exercise, but never focused really on a competitive run and doing a full marathon, a full 42 kilometers. I needed to be 100% committed to myself. Nobody else was going to do the training. No one else was going to put the food in their mouth so that I could benefit. It was up to me. Nobody else was going to get me up on a cold, cloudy winter's morning to go and do my running. So I became committed. And I put in place non-negotiable goals, non-negotiable agreements that I made with myself. So what non-negotiable agreements are you going to make with yourself that you will do no matter what it takes? And I'll share with you two that I made. When I was running, I made the first commitment. No matter how bad my legs felt, and believe me, they felt like spaghetti for a lot of the run, but I was never going to stop running. Walking was off the table. The second was finish. Quitting was off the table. I was committed to finishing. I was committed to running. I ingrained it in my mind. It was non-negotiable that I was going to finish. And I did. Because in that tough time, the point where people are saying no, the point where you can see the finish line, but it just doesn't seem to be getting closer. Just as you're getting that step forward, somebody quits. It's that commitment that you've ingrained in your mind that's going to get you going over the finish line. So decide. Make the decision that you're going to invest your time, your energy, your financial resources into yourself and your life wave business. This is not only going to determine your level of success, but it's also going to have a great influence on the people who you're bringing in, because they're going to feel that energy. They're going to feel the vibe. They're going to understand. You're going to be sharing your commitments that you've given to yourself, and they will copy what you've done. After all, people are going to follow you if you're truly committed to yourself. So it's pen to paper time. Here are 4 of the This Is It team's commitments that are highly recommended that you follow through on. Number 1, decide. Use the 333 resources, the training, the YouTube channel. These are your support tools. Using your upline. All of these are made available for you, but you need to decide to use them. They're optional. Highly recommended that you follow the system, the This Is It system, the 333 program. Do you have to? Well, it depends on what your commitments are and what your goals and dreams are. Depends how committed you are to yourself. Your choice. And decide then to put an action plan into place with your upline and do the work. Action, after all, means act on it. That's the word. Your action plan is that crucial step in turning your dreams and goals into reality for you and your family. So number 1, make a decision and stick to it. Enroll and activate. Enroll in the X39 monthly auto ship. Because what you do duplicates. And it's amazing, even if you think, I'm not going to tell anybody that I haven't, they know. And when you're registering new people, if you haven't done that commitment to yourself, it's going to be that much more difficult for you to recommend it to your new brand partner that you're registering. The next is becoming educated on everything X39 and what LifeWay have as the benefits. So enroll and activate, because what you do duplicates. If you purchase a core kit, it's going to be a lot more difficult to sell advanced or premium. Upgrade if you need to as you go along. And as you upgrade, you're going to find, because now you're even more committed, that people are going to follow what you do. Energy? I don't know. But I'd much prefer to have people registering, coming in, new brand partners on Advanced Plus or Premium. This ensures that you're going to get that consistency of supply. You're going to have the products to share with other people. Then you're going to help those with a desire to achieve their dreams in the same way as you are achieving yours. And it's going to be a lot easier for you to create new managers when you are enrolled and active. Remember, the ongoing support that you provide, the motivation, the recognition to your team as they progress through the ranks and as they develop their teams is an essential part of you showing your commitment to them. They will go and duplicate it to others. So doing these things, you're going to create a culture of activation, a culture of success, a culture of starting to finish. And this is going to compound in your business. Duplication compounds. Number 3, look for opportunities to what is called PRO, pro. Patch your prospect, revisit, in other words, follow up, and make sure you're sharing the opportunity. Pro. Share the benefits of X39. Share the income opportunity for them, for family, for their friends, acquaintances, for your family, friends, and acquaintances. You don't want to be in a position where 6 months down the line, they see these amazing things that's happening with you in your lifestyle. Oh, you got a new car, you've got a new outfit, where you're going on holiday again. If you haven't shared pro, the opportunity, they're going to turn around. Why did you exclude me? Allow them to make the decision. Don't make the decision for them. And by doing so, you're not going to help others improve their health, but you're going to help them expand their business as well. So number 3 is look for the opportunities to pro. Patch your prospect, revisit, which means follow up, and share all of the opportunities. Number 4, start with action. Become a student in your business. Use and practice the skills that you're learning. Share these with your people. Hold your own in-house training sessions for your people in your team. And make a daily commitment that you're going to consistently work on those goals by taking action. Little steps, one step every day. Make sure that you've gone back to the videos, the 1 and 2, where you've defined your dreams and goals. You understand your why, and you're taking those daily steps to get you closer and closer to those points. Set those goals, set those targets, make them stretch you. Achievable, yes, but you must be a little bit scared. Go back to the videos, I explain about that. And then commit to reaching out to your prospects each and every day. Commit to following up every day. Commit to reconnecting with people who purchased your new brand partners, who are just starting out and they don't even know how to spell life. Follow up with them. Think about sharing X39 and the opportunity all the time and take action on it. Let's hear what Rick and Brittany Francis have to say about this.
Hey everyone, Rick and Brittany Francis here. We are so excited because you have now made it to step 3. It's time to make a commitment.
Now you've already made the decision to commit. Now what do? We've got to set our dreams, set our goals. What are we chasing? What is it we want in life?
So for me, it was me looking at my husband every day, watching him leave, and having to go to an everyday job that my children would miss him. And so for me, my dream, my vision was that we were going to have a life together, that we would be able to dream together, hit goals together in life. And so because of that, I knew I needed to set a realistic goal, a realistic expectation, and make a commitment to that. So your first piece is going to be to develop an action plan, a daily action plan, because you've committed to wear the patch. Next is making a commitment and a dedication to say, I'm going to change lives.
And as for a couple, when we developed an action plan, we said, hey, this is what you're going to do, this is what I'm going to do. We had a very thorough laid out plan of how our day was going to look every single day. We needed to put our dreams and our goals up there so we could see them, but now the action had to take place. So we're going to put the action plan in motion. How is that going to happen? We had to really define how we were going to do that to chase down our dream and to get after our goals.
Yeah, so an example of this would be for you to sit down and for you to say, you know what, a realistic action plan is that I'm going to contact 10 people a day. I'm going to contact and patch 10 people a day. I'm going to make this commitment that every single day I'm going to touch 10 different lives. That doesn't mean that they all say yes today, but what it means is that I'm going to introduce them to what we have found and what we truly believe to be the most prolific regenerative technology of our lifetime. Nothing was going to get in the way of that. Nothing. I was going to make sure that even if I was at the grocery store, if I talked to somebody and I got their phone number, That was one person. If I had somebody that came in my mind and I found them in my phone and I made a phone call, that was another person. And so I made a realistic action plan so that we together could contact, we could make sure that we patch them, we could make sure that we put them in front of a Zoom, put them in front of thisisitinfo.com, and that was the way that we needed to do it. Every single day, we needed to follow up. So we had a daily method of operation. 10 people a day new, following up with 10 people a day, and putting 10 people a week on a Zoom call.
And guess what? We didn't have to think about it too much. We had This Is It team method and their plan and everything that was laid out before us, that all we had to do was plug into that. We knew exactly what we were going to do. Then it was very simple to enroll. And then, you know what, we transfer that and that activation plan and defining people's dreams and goals for everybody that we enrolled, and then getting them plugged into This Is It team. That's where it all lives, is right there. It's all laid out for you. It's simple. You can enroll people, you can activate them, and you can just plug in and be part of something just great.
So remember, as you do this, okay, you're making a daily commitment to yourself. You're making a daily commitment to your dreams, to your goals, and to your aspirations, because nobody else has anything like this. You have something that every single person needs. It's not that they just want it, they need it. And most people, we are blessed enough that right now, most people don't even know that this exists. So get something inside your belly that tells you right now that you've got to change people's lives. Make the commitment of how many people's lives you're going to change and put it into action. Lose the fear. Lose the idea that you're bothering somebody because they need you. And then, like Rick said, you enroll them, you activate them, you plug them in to the system, and you teach them to do the same.
So what are you doing for yourself to help you stay committed? What are your daily strategies? What are your daily goals? And if you're not sure what they should be, ask your upline. That's what they're here for. Remember, anyone can be committed to a project when things go well. But true commitment means that you act in alignment with who you say you will become, regardless of your mood, the pressure, the distractions, the negatives, the no's. Only those who truly commit stick around when the going gets tough. If the leaders and achievers are those who are truly committed, then why not choose commitment as one of your personal values? The next step, on step 4, is why building your list is your asset.